Hi guys, this is Saurav here and this is a 15-day sprint program to IIT JEE Mains. In this program, we are trying to blend the best of the concepts, best of the teachers and the best of the technology. This masterclass and the sprint program is exclusively for those kids who are really worried about their performance at IIT JEE Mains. What we have done is we have identified the key areas in which you should focus so that next 15 days aram se you sail through. Okay, let's not waste any more time and dig into the topic. The topic that I'm going to take is Mole Concept and Surface Chemistry because it becomes the foundation for a number of other topics in physical chemistry. Also, I'm Saurav. I've done my masters from NIT Rourkela and I've been teaching for IIT JEE program for about 10 years now. So let's look at what these two topics, the more critical concepts that these two topics have to offer. Okay, so let's move ahead. Fine. So what we see is the distribution of the number of questions that have been asked from these two topics. Okay, so if I look at Redox and Surface, I can see that कितने question आ रहे हैं? About 5.6, almost 6 questions and almost 3 questions. 8 questions इस दोनों टॉपिक मिला के आ जाते हैं. So ये टॉपिक काफ़ी ईजी है. Okay, this topic is quite easy, but basically मोल कंसेप्ट को इस तरह से पढ़ाया जाता है कि भाई you need to know stuff and formulas ज़्यादा दे दिए जाते हैं, but ऐसा नहीं है. So things are pretty easy in mole concept as well as surface chemistry. Surface chemistry is a neglected topic. Half of the teachers believe that okay fine, surface chemistry तो बच्चा खुद से ही पढ़ लेगा, but ऐसा नहीं है. There are some, and this is where JEE pinches you. The moment you start neglecting a topic, the JEE board feels that okay, let's give exam questions on this. At least kids will study this topic. So earlier there were not many questions on surface chemistry, but in these recent years the number of questions on surface chemistry have increased substantially. So let's move on to our first question and let's say what this question is. So the first question is from JEE Mains offline 2018 and the question is about, can we see the empirical formula? Okay, so empirical formula calculate करना कितना difficult हो सकता है यार? Okay, कितना ही difficult हो सकता है? Let's read the question once. Ratio of mass percent of C and H is given. 1 mole of the above some other condition is given. 1 mole of the other above compound CXHYO2 contains half as much oxygen as the one required to burn 1 mole of the compound CXHY completely to CO2 and H2O. Let's dig into the question and understand what are the key areas where kids make mistake and what should be avoided. First thing that you need to avoid is that considering mass percentage as mole percent. So mass percent is not the same as mole percent. Okay, it's not the same as mole percent. बिल्कुल नहीं. Okay, mass percent दिया है मतलब weight का percentage दिया है, moles का percentage नहीं दिया. That means x is to y is not 6 is to 1. How the kids will do this? Okay, आपको लगता है क्यों कौन ये गलती कर सकता है? तो imagine there are 20 lakh students of which 1.5 lakhs qualify for JEE Advanced, and so there are so many lakhs and lakhs of students who are not able to cross the minimum barrier. तो minimum barrier कितना होता है यार? 75 marks, 80 marks, 6 क्वेश्चन केमिस्ट्री, 6 क्वेश्चन फिजिक्स, 6 क्वेश्चन मैथ्स बना लोगे तो बैरियर क्रॉस हो जाएगा, लेकिन वो भी नहीं हो पाता है. ओके, सो what is happening in this question is, let's see, mole percent is given, is to be identified, mass percentage is given. So हम कैसे करेंगे इसको? Mole ratio of N carbon and hydrogen can be written as NC by NH is mole ratio of carbon and hydrogen, which is given as X by Y, जो इनके subscripts हैं, can be written as weight ratio of carbon by weight ratio of hydrogen. इसको हम क्या करते हैं? इसके atomic weight से divide कर देते हैं. Weight of carbon and I divide this by atomic weight of hydrogen. कितना हो जाएगा? 6 by 12, 1 by 1, that becomes 1 by 2. So हमारे पास x and y का रेशियो कितना आ गया? 1 by 2. Now since empirical formula की बात है तो हम directly look at the second question. So एक compound आपको दिया गया है C1H2, इसको ऑक्सीजन के साथ आपने रिएक्ट करा दिया. You have made it undergo a reaction with oxygen and you have converted into CO2 and H2O. How many oxygen do you see appearing over there? 2 plus 1, 3. So यहाँ पे हम 3/2 लिख देते हैं. Total number of oxygen atoms involved is 3. Question is, contains half as much oxygen to burn one molecule of this. For burning one molecule of this, ये burn किया आपने, इसका one molecule को burn करने के लिए आपको कितना oxygen लगा? 3. So how much is Z required in that compound, in the original molecule, in the original question which has been asked? So amount of Z required should be equal to half of this, which is 3/2, which is 1.5. Let's put all these values in the original question. कितना हो गया? CXHYOZ becomes C1H2O 1.5. This becomes, multiply everything by 2. Okay, easy peasy question. Okay, it's a very easy question. Say और easy question हो नहीं सकता है JEE Mains में. So the correct answer is, okay, C2H4O3. Fine. Let's look at the next question. Okay, let's look at the next question. Fine. In the following sequence of reactions, how many moles of S would have been formed? How many moles of S would have been formed if we start with 1 mole of A? If we start with 1 mole of A, कितने moles बनेंगे? Problem ये होता है कि half of the kids fail to understand that there is a particular way the question has been framed. I have to identify the amount of S. ये निकालना है हमें. Sorry. I have to identify this. This is given. Now this kind of a reaction is known as sequential reaction. और इसके ऊपर हर बार क्वेश्चन दिया जाता है. Sequential reaction. Why it is known as sequential? Because there is sequence. You see A is connected to C and C is involved over here. C is connected to E and E is involved over here. E is connected to R. R is involved over here. So you can see that a sequence is maintained. So we start from A to reach S. I have to follow A to C, A, C, E, R और वहाँ से S हमें मिल जाएगा. बाकी और सारी चीज़ों को का कोई इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं है. So don't worry about them. उनके आगे कोई भी नंबर लगा हुआ है, don't worry about them. How to solve this question? Remember, for any reaction which is given in terms of moles or any reaction which is given as a balanced reaction, for example, 2H2 plus O2 changes to H2O, 2H2O. So I can write number of moles of hydrogen by number of moles of oxygen is equal to 2/1. ये लिख सकते हैं हम. इसको हम और एक डिफरेंट तरीके से लिख देते हैं. Number of moles of hydrogen by 2 is equal to number of moles of O2 by 1. ये लिख सकते हैं. So number of moles by the stoichiometric coefficient is the representation that you have to use. Okay, let's look at how to solve this question. Number of moles of A by 1 will become number of moles of C by what is the stoichiometric coefficient? 3. So how many moles of A is taken? 1. So number of moles of C will become 3. ये 3 moles जो वहाँ पे फर्स्ट रिएक्शन में इन्वॉल्व हुए थे, इसको हम पहला बोल देते हैं. फर्स्ट रिएक्शन में मिले हमें. This 3 moles are now utilized in the second reaction. So number of moles of C by 7 is equal to number of moles of E by 6. Can we write this? Okay, we can write this thing. So number of moles C कितना हो गया? 3. 3 if I put over here, so 6 times 3 by 7. So number of moles of E will become 18 by 7. Let's say this is second. ये वाला पार्ट हमें थर्ड रिएक्शन में लेना है. Number of moles of E by 5. Number of moles of R by 3. नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ E कितना है 18/7 times 3/5 is big number of moles of R. So number of moles of R turn out to be equal to 54/35. ये आपने थर्ड लिख लिया. अब आती है R and S की बारी. Number of moles of R. Number of moles of R by 1 is equal to number of moles of S by 3. R कितना है 54/35. So S कितना हो जाएगा? This is 3. So I can write using this 54/35 times 3 is equal to number of moles of S. This is your answer. अब इसको approximation ले, इसको 36 ले लो, तो 3/36 that is 12 and 12 and 54 4.5 होता है. तो आपने इसको एक नंबर से इंक्रीज किया था, तो जो वैल्यू होगा वो थोड़ा सा इंक्रीज कर जाएगा. तो यू आर गेटिंग 4.5. आंसर शुड बी 4.6. ओके, इट्स अ वेरी वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन, बट यार कितने हमें 4 इक्वेशन लिखने पड़े एंड ऑल ऑफ देम आर लाइक सिंपल मल्टीप्लिकेशन. Mostly what they do is they multiply the first equation, try to add all of them together, then becomes very very clumsy. Don't try to do that. Okay, very simple question. आप 2 बार प्रैक्टिस करोगे यू बन जाएगा क्वेश्चन. Let's look at the next one. Okay, so this question, a sample of NaClO3 is converted to NaCl with a loss of 0.16 gram of oxygen. The residue is dissolved in water. I'll just tell you the outline. This is your assignment. Okay, ये आप होमवर्क के लिए रख लो, ये आप होमवर्क के लिए रख लो, ये आपका असाइनमेंट हो गया. So this is a homework. This based on the previous. तो NaClO3, I'm just telling you the method. NaClO3 NaCl plus 3/2 O2 में कन्वर्ट कर रहा है, एंड NaCl को AgNO3 के साथ रिएक्शन कराएंगे तभी वो प्रेसिपिटेट करेगा. In the form of AgCl, only then it will precipitate in the form of AgCl plus NaNO3. I have to identify what mass of AgCl. What is given? Oxygen. This is given. This needs to be identified. What is the common link, guys? Can anybody tell me what is the common link? Common link is this fellow. Okay, ये दोनों common link है. So आप क्या करोगे? What you do is you take O2, number of moles of O2 by 3/2, which can be easily written as, okay, sorry, number of moles of O2 by 1.5 will be number of moles of AgCl by 1. Why can I write this? Is because number of moles of O2 by 1.5 is equal to number of moles of NaCl by 1, and number of moles of NaCl by 1 is equal to number of moles of AgCl by 1. So इन दोनों का डायरेक्ट रिलेशन लिख सकते हैं. नंबर ऑफ मोल्स निकाल लेंगे आप मास से 0.16 डिवाइड बाई 32 टाइम्स 143.5. ओके, द आंसर शुड कम एज C. Okay, try to work this out. And in case you're not getting this, please leave your answers in the comment section, that if you're not getting that answer, if you're getting anything else. But this is exactly based on what we have learned right now. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Okay, so 20 gram of NaOH is dissolved in 500 ml of H2O. What is the following? Which of the following options are correct? So यहाँ पे देखिए मोलैरिटी, मोल फ्रैक्शन, वेट परसेंटेज, वेट बाई वॉल्यूम परसेंटेज, ppm, सब कुछ दे दिया गया है. नाउ द पॉइंट इज हाउ टू रिमेंबर सो मेनी फार्मूलाज. इतने सारे फार्मूलाज याद नहीं रखने हैं आपको. सिंपल फार्मूलाज याद रखने हैं कि मोलैरिटी इज मोल्स बाई वॉल्यूम इन लीटर्स ऑफ सोल्यूशन. सो some basic things that you need to know is this. Okay, सो बेसिक थिंग्स आपको क्या याद रखने हैं? मास ऑफ सॉल्यूशन इज मास ऑफ सोल्यूट प्लस मास ऑफ सॉल्वेंट, ये आप लिख सकते हैं. बट वॉल्यूम ऑफ सॉल्यूशन is volume of solvent. This is the first thing that you need to know. The second thing that you need to know is molarity is number of moles of solute by volume of solution number of moles of solute by volume of solution in liters. Molality, number of moles of solute by mass of solvent in kgs. अब भाई वॉल्यूम को मास में कैसे कन्वर्ट करते हैं ये आपको मालूम है. Volume and mass are converted to each other by using density. So we'll get to that later. Weight by weight percent. Weight of solute present in 100 gram solution. इसको याद रखो, ये solution के लिए होता है. ये lower one जो है वो solution का है. सॉल्यूशन के लिए निकालते हैं हम. 100 ग्राम सॉल्यूशन में कितना प्रेजेंट है. वेट बाय वॉल्यूम परसेंट एग्जैक्टली सेम, बट ये 100 ml ऑफ सॉल्यूशन में निकालते हैं. एंड लास्ट हम ले लेते हैं ppm ppb. ये हम निकालते हैं वेट कितने में, 10⁶ ग्राम ऑफ सॉल्यूशन. ppb 10⁹, ppt पार्ट्स पर 1000 10�3. एक मोल फ्रैक्शन होता है. मोल फ्रैक्शन इज गिवन एज xi, नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ कंपोनेंट्स 1 बाय नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ कंपोनेंट 1 प्लस कंपोनेंट 2. एक सॉल्यूशन जहां पे एक सोल्यूट एंड सॉल्वेंट प्रेजेंट है, दो कंपोनेंट सिस्टम हो गया, दोनों के मोल्स आप कैलकुलेट कर लीजिए. मोल फ्रैक्शन एक किसी एक का by the total number of moles. Okay, so this is pretty easy. Let's apply this and solve the question. So 20 gram of okay, so 20 gram of NaOH, 20 gram of NaOH हम क्या लिख सकते हैं? We can write 0.5 mole. We can write 500 ml of water as half a liter. Okay, so molarity हम पहले आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं. सबसे पहले molarity आइडेंटिफाई कर लेते हैं. Molarity will be 0.5 by half, that is be 1. हो गया. मोलालिटी कोई कन्वर्जन फॉर्मूला याद नहीं रखना है, बस ये याद रखो कि मास ऑफ सॉल्वेंट इज टेकन एज द डिनोमिनेटर. ओके, मास ऑफ सॉल्वेंट. नाउ यू हैव द वॉल्यूम ऑफ सॉल्यूशन. हाउ डू यू गेट वॉल्यूम ऑफ मास ऑफ सॉल्यूशन? सो वॉल्यूम ऑफ सॉल्यूशन इज गिवन एज 500 ml. Mass of solution can be written as 500 times the density. 500 times the density, if somebody is finding difficult to see, 500 times the density, that will be equal to 750 grams. Okay, that will be equal to 750 grams. Okay, so mass of solvent will be, mass of solution is mass of solvent plus mass of solute. Mass of solvent will be equal to solution minus solute का mass. कितने solute का mass? 20. So 20 subtract कर देते हैं यहाँ से. I'll get 730. 730 grams will be equal to how many kgs? 0.73. Number of moles कितना है? 0.5 by 0.73. इसका आंसर आपका आ जाएगा 0.68. अब निकालो मोल फ्रैक्शन ऑफ NaOH। 0.5 तो पता ही था, 0.5 और डाल दिए। ओके, लोअर में number of moles of NaOH by number of moles of NaOH plus number of moles of water. Mass of solvent, which is water, is 730 divided by 18 because what is the molecular weight of water? 18. So dividing it by 18, I'll get 40.5. So this will turn out to be 0.012. ये आपका पहला स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट हो गया। नेक्स्ट स्टेटमेंट देखते हैं, वेट बाई वेट परसेंट। ओके, सो वेट बाई वेट परसेंट कैसे निकालना है? वेट बाई वेट 100 ग्राम्स के लिए निकालना है। तो 100 ग्राम ऑफ सोल्यूशन, हाउ, व्हाट इज द मास ऑफ सोल्यूशन? 750 ग्राम्स कंटेन हाउ मेनी ग्राम्स ऑफ NaOH? 20 ग्राम्स। सो 1 ग्राम में कितना रहेगा? 20 बाई 750। 100 ग्राम्स में कितना रहेगा? 20 by 750 times 100. The answer is equal to 2.66. Weight by volume percentage. 500 ml contains 20 grams. 1 ml will contain 20 by 500. 100 ml will contain 20 by 500 times 100. आंसर कितना हो जाएगा? 4. ओके, लास्ट यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई ppm. एक बात बताओ यार, ppm इज इन 10⁶. आपने कितने के लिए निकाल दिया है? वेट बाई वेट परसेंट 100 के लिए. व्हाट इज द रेशियो ऑफ 10⁶ is to 100? 10⁴. सो वेट बाई वेट परसेंट जो आया है उसको 10⁴ टाइम से मल्टीप्लाई कर देंगे, हमारा ppm निकल गया। सी भी करेक्ट है। सो व्हाट इज आवर फाइनल आंसर? फाइनल आंसर इज दिस, ऑल ऑफ द अबव। इफ यू गेट अ लिटिल फ्लुएंट विद दिस मेथड, आपको इस क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने में बहुत ज्यादा तो 2 मिनट लगेंगे। भाई जेई में आपके कुछ क्वेश्चंस डिफिकल्ट आएंगे, कुछ क्वेश्चंस इजी। अब ये एक लग रहा है कि डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन, लेकिन डिफिकल्ट नहीं, थोड़ा सा टाइम कंज्यूमिंग है, लेकिन 2 मिनट्स के अंदर ये सॉल्व हो जाएगा। 2 मिनट्स 3 मिनट्स के अंदर आपका सॉल्व हो जाएगा। आपको 4 नंबर तो मिल ही जाएंगे इसमें आपके 4 नंबर जाने वाले नहीं हैं। ओके, सो लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। ओके, व्हाट इज द मिनिमम मॉलिक्यूलर वेट ऑफ पेरोक्सिडेज एनहाइड्रस एंजाइम इन दिस? तो मिनिमम मॉलिक्यूलर वेट का फंडा ये होता है कि इफ यू बाय अ डिनर सेट एंड द डिनर सेट कंटेन्स सो मेनी आइटम्स, देन एक तो फोर्क रहना ही चाहिए और एक स्पून तो रहना ही चाहिए, तभी तो उसको हम डिनर सेट बोलेंगे। उसमें हो सकता है एक से ज़्यादा फोर्क और एक से ज़्यादा स्पून रहें, बट द मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ स्पून एंड फोर्क दैट शुड बी प्रेजेंट इन दैट शुड बी 1। एटलीस्ट एक प्लेट, एक कप, ये सब तो होना ही चाहिए, तभी उसको डिनर सेट बोलेंगे, नहीं तो वो तो कप सेट हो गया। ओके, so similarly minimum molecular weight means at least 1 atom in the molecule should be the atom which is given under consideration. It is selenium in this case. So एक मोल molecules में 1 मोल atoms रहेंगे और 1 मोल atoms का weight क्या होता है? Atomic weight. So it's pretty easy. So what we need to do is we just need to write, let's say this is an unknown substance, उसका weight W है, 0.5% of this is given as selenium by weight. So what we can write is W by 100 times 0.5 is the weight, which is equal to 78.4. Why I am taking 78.4? Because 1 mole of molecules will contain 1 mole of atoms, considering 1 atom is present within every molecule. 1 atom is present within every molecule. That is the minimum molecular weight. That is the meaning of minimum molecular weight. So हमारा W का वैल्यू आ जाएगा 1.568 times 10⁴. Correct answer is A. Okay, very simple question, was asked some years back in JEE Mains, but very easy, can be solved within 1 minute. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, 1 mole of KMnO4 reacts with FeC2O4 whole thrice. how many moles, what is the number of moles of FeC2O4 whole thrice utilized for the complete reaction? Now, acidic medium, in acidic medium, you all guys know that in acidic medium, KMnO4 converts to Mn2 plus. The N factor for this is 5. N factor means the number of moles of electrons lost or gained per mole of substance. Per mole, एक मोल के लिए 5 electrons का loss हो रहा है. So that is the N factor for KMnO4. Let's try to identify what is the N factor for Fe2C2O4 whole thrice. So iron is in +3 oxidation state. Can we say that? Iron is in +3 oxidation state and carbon is in +3 oxidation state as well. Now iron cannot undergo any further oxidation, but carbon can undergo oxidation and will form 3 times 2, 6 moles of CO2, each carbon in +4 oxidation state. So total net positive oxidation state कितना था यहाँ पे? 3 times 2 times 3, that is +18, and 6 times 4 +24. कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन्स का लॉस हो रहा है? सॉरी, 6 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. अब एक बेहतरीन कंसेप्ट समझने की कोशिश कीजिए. ओके, अगर आप कोई दो सब्सटेंस को रिएक्ट करते हैं, इफ यू ट्राई टू रिएक्ट टू सब्सटेंसेस, ओके, if you try to react two substances, then let's say substance A reacts with substance B, forms products, then number of moles of A times N factor for A will be equal to number of moles of B times N factor of B. ओके, ये एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट है. नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ A टाइम्स N फैक्टर ऑफ A, नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ B टाइम्स N फैक्टर ऑफ B. लेट्स अप्लाई दिस इन दिस इक्वेशन. क्या आएगा हमारे पास? नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ A क्या है? KMnO4. बोथ ऑफ देम आर रिएक्टिंग. How many moles of KMnO4 is taken? 1. What is the N factor for KMnO4? 5. ये क्या है? FeC2O4 whole thrice. Fe2C2O4 whole thrice. So this is the number of moles of Fe2C2O4 whole thrice. What is its N factor? कितना निकाला हमने? 6 electrons का loss हो रहा है. So how many moles of this is required? This is required for complete reaction. 5/6. Can we say that it will be 5/6? Isn't it? Anybody if has an issue identifying why it is 5/6? आप ये देखिए, यहाँ पे 6 electrons का loss हो रहा है, यहाँ पे 5 electrons gain किए जा रहे हैं. Okay, this is +7. So how do you remember whether oxidation reduction takes place? Remember the number line. This is 0, this is positive, this is negative. Going from left to right is oxidation. Going from right to left is reduction. Okay, clear? Fundu concept. आराम से निकल जाएगा आंसर. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Yes. What is the equivalent weight of Br2 in the following reaction? ये reaction बहुत लोगों को confuse करता है. This reaction is like dreaded by a number of students because over here Br is undergoing a certain change which we can identify as, what is oxidation state of Br? 0. यहाँ पे Br -1 है, यहाँ Br क्या है? +5. So Br is simultaneously getting reduced and Br is simultaneously getting oxidized. इसको हम बोलते हैं डिस्प्रोपोर्शनेशन ना, किताबों में बहुत सारे मेथड्स दिए हुए हैं, बट आई डो नॉट वांट यू टू रिमेंबर सो मेनी फार्मूलाज कि ऐसे ही आप इतने सारे फार्मूलाज याद रखते हैं इतने सारे चैप्टर्स में. सो वी यूज अ सिंपल मेथड. द मेथड इज I take as many Br2 as required to write the oxidation reaction. Okay, so 2 Br2 यहाँ पे 2 लिख दिया हमने, ये 0, this is +5. So how many electrons are lost? 10 electrons. Let's write the reduction reaction. इसमें भी मैंने एक Br2 molecule. Don't dissociate Br2. Don't dissociate Br2. A number of teachers advise to dissociate Br2, but don't do that. Okay, write Br minus. यहाँ पर 2 लिख दिया हमने. Why? Because mass balance is must. यहाँ पर 2 electrons. Add both of them. Add both of them. I'll get. इसको पहले हम क्या करते हैं? 5 से मल्टीप्लाई कर देते हैं. Why the reason I'm multiplying it with 5 is that the total electrons which are lost in oxidation should be gained in reduction. So electrons का free existence नहीं होता है. Okay, so I will write it as 5 Br2 plus Br2, 6 Br2 and 10 Br minus plus 2 BrO3 minus. Can we write this? Now comes a very simple concept which I discussed a little earlier as well. N-factor is number of moles of electrons lost or gained per mole of reactant. Okay, in a disproportionation the substance is simultaneously losing and gaining electrons. Now can you tell me, for the reaction of 6 Br2, how many electrons are being simultaneously lost and gained? Don't tell 6 and 2, because after I make it 6 Br2, the total number of electrons lost becomes equal to the number of electrons gained. So the number of electrons lost or gained becomes equal to 10. I'm very sorry about this. Number of per mole. Per is important. So 10. How many moles are taken? By 6. ये हो गया आपका 5/3. Answer should be 5/3. Now, a number of books will write a number of ways. This is a simple way. However, if you divide over here and try to reduce it to the simpler form, that means if somebody does this, 3 Br2 changes to 5 Br minus changes to BrO3 minus. If somebody does this, then since you're taking half the amount of Br2, so half the number of moles of electrons would be required. Under that condition it will be 5/3 as well. Okay, so you can't take 10 over here क्योंकि आपने ये reaction का amount ही half कर दिया है. Okay, you have reduced the amount of this reaction by half, so वो 5 हो जाएगा 3. Cool. Let's move on to the next question, and the next question is a amazing one. What is the equivalent of NaOH in this reaction? Okay, now this question will bowl out a number of people. What is the equivalent weight of NaOH in this reaction? Easy question लग रहा है, क्योंकि NaOH में replaceable OH groups only 1 है, तो हम क्या लिखेंगे? Number of replaceable OH groups is 1, so N-factor is 1. So equivalent weight क्या हो जाएगा? Molecular weight by N factor. Molecular weight is 40/1. अब 40 लिखोगे, and you will write none of the above. How difficult was this question? Very easy, not any problem. But जो आपने लिखा है वो गलत है. Okay. सो आंसर नन ऑफ द अबव नहीं है. ओके, नन ऑफ द अबव नहीं हो सकता है. रिमेंबर, एक फंडू कंसेप्ट समझिए. NaOH का n फैक्टर आप 1 तभी ले सकते हो ओनली इफ इट इज अ न्यूट्रलाइजेशन रिएक्शन और अ डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शन. As long as it is a neutralization or displacement, you can take n factor as 1. But the moment it is involved in a redox reaction, then you cannot take it as equal to 1. It is not advisable. If it is involved in a redox, don't take it as equal to 1. So n factor for acids or bases will be equal to number of replaceable H plus or OH minus in neutralization only. The only part is important. This is a neutral. Is this a neutralization? No, this is a redox. So you cannot take it as to be this. Is this clear? Now, in the previous question, we identified n factor for Br2 as equal to 5 by 3. Didn't we do that? We did this. N factor for Br2 is 5 by 3. Try to learn another concept. Another concept is about number of moles. Okay, so if you take any reactant, and you want to compare the stoichiometric coefficient, so remember stoichiometric coefficient जो कि नंबर हम इनके प्रीफिक्स लगाते हैं, stoichiometric coefficient of react A by stoichiometric coefficient of B will be equal to n factor for B by n factor for A. Okay, इसका एग्जाम्पल ये कहाँ से आया? हम रिएक्शन ले लेते हैं ये H2SO4 plus NaOH. Okay, ये प्रीफिक्स अब क्या लगाते हो? 2. What is the n factor for H2SO4? 2. So a stoichiometric coefficient of H2SO4 by stoichiometric coefficient of NaOH कितना है? stoichiometric coefficient 1 और ये 2. क्या 2 को हम लिख सकते हैं n factor of H2SO4, and can this be written n factor of NaOH? पूरे सारे रिएक्शंस रेडॉक्स रहे नॉन रेडॉक्स रहे, ये इक्वेशन वर्क करेगा. Stoichiometric coefficient of A by stoichiometric coefficient of B is equal to n factor of B by n factor of A. Now हमें निकालना है कि n factor stoichiometric coefficient हम कैसे सॉल्व करें इस क्वेश्चन को. पहले हम इस रिएक्शन को बैलेंस कर लेते हैं. सो व्हाट वी नीड टू डू इज वी नीड टू लर्न पहले हमने ये सीख लिया कि हाउ टू identify the relation between the stoichiometric coefficients and the n factor. तो हमने ये निकाल लिया कि n factor of NaOH by n factor of Br2 should be equal to stoichiometric coefficient of Br2 by stoichiometric coefficient of NaOH. मतलब उनके सामने हम क्या नंबर NaOH. Okay, what numbers am I going to put in front of them? Okay, so the numbers that I'm going to put in front of them, how do I identify that? I first balance this reaction. So I just write Br2 changes to Br minus plus BrO3 minus, put 3 over here, 5 over here. Okay, and Then what we do is we identify how many excess oxygen are on this side. There are 3 excess oxygen atoms, so I'll add 3 H2O. The reason is for every excess oxygen atom to be balanced in a basic medium, I add as many number of H2O molecules on that side, and the other side I will add 6 OH groups. ये OH कहाँ से आ रहा है? NaOH के पास से. This OH minus comes from NaOH. So what we do is number of moles of NaOH, stoichiometry coefficient of NaOH by stoichiometry coefficient of Br2, okay, is equal to n factor of Br2 by n factor of NaOH. Cool? ज़्यादा clear है? Let me use a different colored pen. Stoichiometry coefficient of NaOH कितना हो गया? 6. Stoichiometry coefficient Br2 3. n factor Br2 5 by 3. ये n factor NaOH का निकाल लिया हमने. ये इक्वेशन फॉर्म हो गया. So n factor of NaOH will be equal to can I write 5 by 3 times 3 by 6. This gets cancelled out. I'll get 5 by 6. Now let's solve this question. Equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by n factor, which is molecular weight कितना होता है 40. equivalent weight निकालने के लिए n factor से divide करेंगे. what is the n factor? 5 by 6. कितना आंसर बना? 48. okay, amazing concept. okay, amazing concept, but जनरली बुक्स में ये दिया नहीं रहता है. बुक्स में ये दिया रहता है कि इक्विवेलेंट वेट इज इक्वल टू मॉलिक्यूलर वेट बाय n फैक्टर. NaOH के लिए 1 ले लो. सो 40 लेके हमेशा हम सॉल्व करते हैं. दैट विल वर्क ओनली फॉर न्यूट्रलाइजेशन रिएक्शंस. सो द आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन इज 48. ओके, फंडू कंसेप्ट, रिमेंबर दिस, ट्राई टू सॉल्व एज मेनी क्वेश्चंस. आप एक डमी क्वेश्चन ले सकते हैं. डाइक्रोमेट इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू Cr3+ in acidic medium. Try to identify the n factor for H2SO4. कोशिश कीजिए आइडेंटिफाई करने का. देखिए कि आंसर आपका 49 आता है, 98 आता है, या फिर कुछ और आंसर आता है. ओके, ट्राई टू वर्क ऑन दिस. लेट्स मूव अहेड एंड टेक द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. ओके, सो दिस क्वेश्चन इज फ्रॉम सरफेस केमिस्ट्री. This question is from surface chemistry. Which of the following statements is or are correct? Is or are correct? So many options are given. Rate of phase option decreases with increase in temperature, which is obviously correct. The reason is, as you increase the temperature, this is, let's say, the surface, and molecules are coming and trying to sit on the surface. When you increase the temperature, you increase the kinetic energy, and so the force of attraction that is perceived by gases and the solid surface is very, very less. And so that is the reason आराम से डिसॉर्प्शन हो जाएगा. मीन्स molecules surface छोड़ के भाग जाएंगे. They will not try to sit on the surface. So rate of phase option decreases with increase in temperature. That is correct. The rate of chemisoption increases and then decreases with temperature. How is this possible? Chemisoption is a reaction. Okay, it's a reaction between surface and particles. So if this is a reaction, एक reaction का rate temperature increase करने पे increase होता है, which you learned in chemical kinetics. When you increase the temperature, the rate of that reaction is also increased. So if I try to plot the rate of chemisoption versus increase in temperature, ये ऐसे जाएगा फिर ऐसे आएगा. Okay, reason क्या है? इस region में वो एक्टिवेशन एनर्जी बैरियर क्रॉस करने की कोशिश करता है. बट as you increase the temperature, then the kinetic energy becomes substantially large and then the molecule leaves the surface. Okay, वो वहाँ से बाहर निकल जाता है. Rate of phase option increases with critical temperature. The meaning of critical temperature is the temperature at which we can liquefy a gas. अगर temperature which liquefaction जो है वो ज़्यादा होगी, that means let's say water can be liquefied at let's say 100 degrees Celsius and acetone can be liquefied at 50 degrees Celsius. So at 100 degrees Celsius, the force of attraction between water molecules is substantial for liquefaction to take place. क्या हम बोल सकते हैं? Yes. The force of attraction is substantial between water molecules at 100 degrees Celsius कि उनके बीच में attraction होके liquefaction हो गया. So critical temperature increases with increase in van der Waals constant A. Higher critical temperature, more force of attraction, more phase option. So rate of phase option will increase with increase in value of A with increase in critical temperature. और critical temperature को हम और एक term से replace करते TC. ओके और एक बात मान लो, बॉइलिंग पॉइंट के इंक्रीज के साथ क्रिटिकल टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज करेगा. नेक्स्ट, केमिसॉर्प्शन ऑफ O2 टेक्स प्लेस बाय डोनेशन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इन एंटी बॉन्डिंग मॉलिक्यूलर ऑर्बिटल. भाई ये बहुत सिंपल कंसेप्ट है. ये O2 मॉलिक्यूल है. O2 मॉलिक्यूल का अगर आप मॉलिक्यूलर ऑर्बिटल कॉन्फ़िगरेशन लिखोगे तो यू विल राइट इट एज सिग्मा 1s2 सिग्मा स्टार 1s2 सिग्मा 2s2 सिग्मा स्टार 2s2 sigma 2p x2 and then pi 2p y2 pi 2p z2 followed by sigma star 2p let me erase this completely. Sigma star 2s2 sigma 2p x2 pi 2p y2 pi 2p z2 pi star 2p y1 pi star 2p z1. हमेशा याद रखो, if I have to form a bond, this is the surface. Oxygen molecule comes, tries to interact on the surface. So if I have to form a bond, okay, if I have to form a bond over here, then I have to break another bond, and bond break करने के लिए electrons को हमेशा हमें एंटी बॉन्डिंग ऑर्बिटल्स में डालना पड़ेगा. इफ आई पुट इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इन एंटी बॉन्डिंग ऑर्बिटल, दिस बॉन्ड ऑर्डर विल डिक्रीज एंड द बॉन्ड विल ब्रेक वेरी इजीली. सो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज करेक्ट, सेकंड इज करेक्ट, थर्ड इज करेक्ट, फोर्थ इज ऑल्सो करेक्ट. सो द करेक्ट आंसर इज डी. ओके, द करेक्ट आंसर इज डी. दिस क्वेश्चन वॉज आस्क्ड इन JEE Advanced in one of the separate options. And this is not known to a number of people, but remember, whenever chemisoption take place, electrons need to be donated in the anti-bonding molecular orbital. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, this concept is given in NCERT, but a lot of people do not read this. Okay, छोड़ देते हैं. RF, what is known as RF? RF is known as the retention factor. RF is known as the retention factor. Okay, retention factor हम कैसे निकालते हैं? Distance traveled by solution, okay, or you can say distance traveled by solvent. Retention factor, yeah, so Retention factor is calculated as distance traveled by solution, distance traveled by solute by distance traveled by solvent. This is the distance which is traveled by the solvent, and this is the distance which is traveled by the respective solute. If this increases, that means solute solvent के साथ उतने देर तक सफर किया है. If this increases, that means the solute has traveled with the solvent to that extent. That means the nature of the solvent and the nature of the solute are almost equal. So retention factor, if it increases, polarity of solute also increases. So हम retention factor निकाल लेते हैं. हम A का देखते हैं, B का देखते हैं. So B is somewhere over here, solvent is over here, and A is somewhere over here. So let's say this value is 4 and this value is 4.5. So retention factor for B will be 4 by 4.5, and retention factor for A will be equal to less than 1, that is 0.5 by 4.5. So this is less. So B is more polar as compared to A. So retention factor of component A is maximum? No. Retention factor of component B is maximum? Yes. Component A is polar? No. Component B is non-polar? No. The correct answer should be D. Okay, straightforward question. लेकिन अगर आपको ये नहीं मालूम है तो अब ये thin layer chromatography का part है, and for chromatography and other stuff, for surface chemistry, please do read NCERT. Okay. Okay guys, let's look at this question. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Critical micelle concentration decreases with the size of hydrocarbon part of the soap or detergent. Let's try and understand what is critical micelle concentration. So a micelle is formed when we have a dirt around, and जब हम कपड़े धोते हैं तो dirt को बाहर निकालने के लिए एक micelle बनता है. And how a micelle is created is that, let's say this is the oil particle and these are the hydrocarbon part, and it's outside on the surface we will have the polar part. So non-polar part is inside. This is the non-polar part and this is the polar part. Okay, now if I have to look for the affinity of oil or dirt particle for a hydrocarbon, it's quite easy to identify. जितना बड़ा hydrocarbon रहेगा उतनी ज़्यादा affinity. Okay, so because oil or dirt particle is non-polar, so I look for a non-polar entity. So bigger the size of the non-polar entity, easier it would be to form micelle. And the amount of substance, what is critical micelle concentration gonna tell us? Critical micelle concentration tells us the amount of substance, amount required to form micelle. So if the affinity for the oil is higher for the hydrocarbon, micelle formation would be easy. So can we say that critical micelle concentration is, it will decrease if hydrocarbon size increases. इसके ऊपर JEE में भी क्वेश्चन दिया गया है. I think 2018 or 2017 JEE Mains, they had given some compounds, reagents, soaps are fatty acids of sodium salt of fatty acids, and sodium salt of sulfonic acids are detergents. So and एक cationic detergent भी दे दिया गया था. तो उसमें करना क्या था उस क्वेश्चन में? Just look at the size of the hydrocarbon part. आइडेंटिफाई द नंबर ऑफ, जिसका साइज सबसे ज्यादा हाइड्रोकार्बन पार्ट का, उसकी क्रिटिकल माइसल कंसेंट्रेशन उतनी कम, बिकॉज लेस अमाउंट ऑफ सब्सटेंस इज रिक्वायर्ड टू फॉर्म अ माइसल. ओके, सो द फर्स्ट statement, critical micelle concentration decreases with the size of the hydrocarbon part, which is correct. This is the correct option. अब हम incorrect निकालना है, but this is the correct, this is the correct statement. Okay, so smaller is the value of gold number, larger is protection power. What is gold number? Gold number is like a security guard. Okay, so there is a person who needs to be protected, and there is James Bond protecting him. And there's a person who needs to be protected. उसके आसपास कुछ 20 bodyguards रखे हुए हैं. If both of these people are being targeted by a sniper, both of these people are targeted by a sniper, and James Bond identifies very like savvy, वो identify कर लेता है, तो James Bond is more effective. Okay, so James Bond has got more protecting power compared to those 20 people. So what we can say is, if the gold number increases, protecting power decreases. इसका मतलब ये है कि if the amount of substance that is required for protecting a colloid, what we are trying to do is, when we take a colloid and we add something of opposite charge, it starts precipitating. That we'll discuss in the next statement. So to prevent it from precipitating, precipitation is like the sniper killing that guy. So precipitation is separation. If I have to prevent that separation, I have to surround it by some substance so that it becomes, it is protected, it is safe. Gold number is measured in terms of milligrams. Okay, so if gold number increases, protecting power decreases, क्योंकि ज़्यादा substance डालना पड़ रहा है मुझे protect करने के लिए. Okay, so remember that James Bond and the other people example, other security guard example. Next, for a negatively charged, so this statement is also correct. Okay, it's a correct statement. For a negatively charged salt, coagulation value. Coagulation value. Now look at the effectiveness of the sniper. एक sniper है जो कि मारने की कोशिश कर रहा है, and there's you are trying to locate, or you're trying to locate your target. Target को locate कैसे करेंगे? This is a cationic species, and negatively charged species को हमें precipitate करना है. Coagulation is precipitation. So coagulation will bring these negatively charged species, let's say these are negatively charged species, they have to be brought closer. What do we require? A cation. How would we measure the effectiveness of cation? If the cation can attract easily, then it is a better, then it is an ion with higher coagulating power. Then it is an ion with higher coagulating power. So if this charge increases, coagulation power increases, but coagulation value is the amount which needs to be added. Is the amount, means mass. So if the power is more, amount that needs to be added is less. So what we can say is, coagulation value is the amount, and it is inversely proportional to coagulation power. So power would be maximum for this, but the value will be least for this. Okay, coagulation power would be maximum for this, but the value will be least for this. So this is an incorrect statement. Let's look at the last one. Positively charged salt, positively charged particles को नजदीक लाना है. What would be required? Negatively charged entities. Negatively charged entities में जितना ज़्यादा charge होगा, higher the charge, more would be the coagulating power. So let's look at positively charged salt. The coagulating power varies as this phosphate sulfate chloride. Okay, if we want to write the coagulating value, it will be opposite. Coagulating value इस तरह से रहेगा. Okay, These species coagulating value इस तरह से रहेगा. So this is pretty clear right now. Okay, so this statement is correct, this statement is correct, this statement is correct, but this statement is incorrect. So which of the following statement is incorrect? C is incorrect and our answer should be C. Okay, so I hope you have understood what is the difference between power and value. Remember James Bond, another example, gold number, sniper, James Bond, sniper, James Bond. Okay, so this is a very interesting part. Critical micelle concentration, polar, non-polar part. Okay, the focus areas in mole concept and surface chemistry is elementary mole concept, interrelation, redox, and factor. Phase option, properties, micelle concentration, gold number. So with this we end today's session, and I hope you have enjoyed it and you have liked the concepts that we have discussed. If you want to solve some more questions, there are some other references that you can use, but try to solve these questions. And remember, every day 7 to 9 physics, chemistry, maths, अगले in समय में, please do keep your pen and paper ready so that you can learn what needs to be learned for acing JEE Mains examination. Next, you know the next drill. If you have liked this, please like this. If you have liked this, put the like button or press the like button. If you want your friends to know about this video so that they can be benefited, or you can, like other people who are not able to avail coaching and all, expensive coaching, you can share these videos, and please do subscribe so as to get notifications about remember to tap the bell icon so as to so as to get all the notifications from Vedantu as and when they are available, as and when a new course comes in for all the important academic information. Okay, thank you guys, and I'm signing off, and we'll meet the next day. Thank you.